NBA draft is a week away. We break down all the possibilities at pick 30. No, I'm just kidding. We're still basking in the glow of this championship. Lots to talk about. Receipts, baby, receipts.
Thanks to Blockbuster Brand, it's holiday season, drop Drew in the mix. And 3 from KP, no, we not on the Knicks. Flushing competition like Al on Giannis. Juice and Big Juice, still Beantown's finest. Banner 18 going up in the rafters. Watch the C's game in locked on after. Karalis on the breakdown. Clutch like a tip from D. White on the breakdown. John on the mic, documenting domination. Matter pen a back bay, it's all C's nation. Rain and J's, how we started, raising business, how we finish. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners. Peace.
Hey there. Welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast. Yeah, home of the winners, because the Celtics are the winners, are the champs. So we're here for you every Monday through Friday. I think this whole week is just going to be celebrations. Just pop on the podcast, enjoy, just smile, perma smile, and we're just going to keep on celebrating. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast, watch the show. On YouTube, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm John Karalis. I get to use this NBA belt, NBA champions graphic now because Celtics win the NBA belt. This is what happens. You get crowned the champion, you get the belt. That's how it works. So I get to use that graphic now. I used to play. Now I'm covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I'm also the author of Built Different, a new book out now or available for pre-order now at triumphbooks.com/Celtics win. Triumphbooks.com/Celtics win. You can use the promo code Celtics24. You get 25% off. It's a commemorative book. It's a collection of a lot of my work throughout the course of the season and just nice, big, pretty pictures of the Celtics and their championship. Yeah. So go buy my book. I get a new book. I also got my guy, Tom Westerholm, with me.
Hey.
Heyo.
What up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Ready to, like you were saying, I'm ready to start talking NBA free agency. Kind of get into some of the moves that can really improve this team.
Lots of things that could impact the Celtics salary cap wise. Get into what Sam Hauser makes on the open market versus what we make. Yeah. No. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the Celtics taking a clear shot at a Corgi in their receipts video.
Corgi is never going to be the same.
That Corgi is just never, ever. It's just going to be hiding away in a corner now.
I do feel like before we get this podcast started, we do owe Ryan Bernardoni at Danger Cart a shout out for Receipts Tuesday, which the man has been so prescient all playoffs, just predicted pretty much. I mean, I can't even go back through all the things that he's predicted correctly, but one of them was yesterday would be celebration. Today would be Receipts Tuesday.
Yes.
And it has been
a lot of receipts. A lot of receipts. The Celtics fan accounts, everybody's being like, hey, remember when you said this? Remember when you said this?
It's a bad day to have picked the Mavericks in 6.
Oh, man. Yeah. And you know what? Like, we've talked about this a little bit, but I'm very happy to join in on this because it was bad. It was a bad take to pick the Mavs in 6, unless you are based in Dallas, Fort Worth, the greater Dallas area, maybe Irving, Texas, anywhere in that general vicinity. If you've got a draw, okay, I get it. But if you are an actual basketball analyst and all your analysis was, well, they got Luka and they got Kyrie, and those are the 2 best players in this series, so I'm picking them. Be like, oh, really? They're the 2 best players? They might be the 2 worst defenders in this series, and how are you going to stop Boston? It was my number one question. You know what? Still haven't found an answer for who Luka's going to guard and for who Kyrie's going to guard. So never answered that question, and the result is Celtics in 5. And I'm sitting here as a guy who's like Celtics in 6 because I'm giving Luka some deference. I'm giving him 2 special performances where he can win this. And by saying that, I really am like, Celtics can sweep this thing, but I'm giving Luka the benefit of the doubt here. And here we are, Celtics in 5, split the difference. But, man, it's I guess I'll let you talk in a minute.
No, you're good.
One of the clips that is floating out there and people are like really mad at is friggin' Udonis Haslem, notorious Celtics hater, member of the Miami Heat, who just takes every opportunity to crap all over the Celtics. Stephen A. Smith, notorious New York Knicks fan, who wants to be so much of the story that they included him in the player entrance montage for Game 7 of the second round series. And that clip, so it's like, look around at who's making these picks. And then the host of First Take, when she said, and I apologize, I don't know her name. I don't watch First Take. When she was like, I'm taking the Celtics in 6, and everybody was like, ooh, whoa. She's like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that you're picking the Mavs because the Celtics are favored in this. Why are you like oohing and awing at picking the favorite in this series? People, oh my God, she picked the Celtics. Like, yeah, because notorious Celtics haters sat there and were like, I'm riding with Luka. Like, all right, you want a broken Luka who never defends? Sure, go ahead. Put him on whomever you want, and let's see how that goes. / end rant.
Like, this is, I don't know if the YouTubers are going to be able to see this. No, not really. Shoot. There's a, here's the thing. I can't go too hard at the media because I think picking a series is tough, right? Because when you're inevitably you're going to get things wrong, and when you get things wrong, people are going to come at your neck about it. So I do have some sympathy for that, and I definitely have.
Fine, but back it up with facts, because I've been wrong, and I can sit there and tell you that why. Go ahead.
I'm getting there. I've
gotten like 3 hours sleep, so I'm punchy.
You're punchy. No, I mean, I think I'm with you too on like if you're around the Mavericks a lot, I'm not, I'll never fault, for instance, like a team's beat writer for picking the team they cover. You watch that team all year. You've seen every scenario of this team, and you can see how things might work in different directions. Like if you were
McMahon picking the Mavs, totally get it.
Yeah,
totally get it.
I mean, especially somebody like McMahon, where when it doesn't happen, he's like, yeah, those Celtics they're damn good. It's like, yeah, right.
Steps up. It's like, whoops.
Yep, exactly.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, but like when you start like so I can't get on them too much. My pick was Celtics in 5. I didn't want to put that out there because there was a part of me that was like looking around, like, what am I missing? You know what I mean? Like when you hear all these, like, I'm like, okay, I assume that some of these people who are like, more nationally based, who are maybe picking, or maybe more West Coast based, who are picking Mavericks in 6 or whatever. I'm like, I've watched the playoffs. I've watched the Mavericks some this year. I must be missing something. And the answer was no, not at all. Not at all. I watched the Celtics all year, and I was right about that. Like, I knew that this team was excellent. I knew that they could beat the Mavericks in 5, and I should have stuck to my guns. But to your point, right? The obvious analysis was that the thing that the Celtics like to do is they like to create 2-on-1s, they like to create advantages, and they like to move the ball to get a great shot out of that. And the best, easiest way to do that is to beat a bad defender into the paint, collapse the defense, kick it out, spray it around, shot. Kick it around, spray it out, drive it in, layup, whatever it is. And that was there for them the whole series. We knew it was going to be there for them the whole series. What's crazy is I wasn't even thinking that Luka was going to be the guy they were going to go at. I thought it was going to be Kyrie because we've expressly seen them beat Kyrie up for an entire series and win a playoff series off of. We've seen that happen before. So I kind of thought, oh, well, they're going to go at Kyrie, and then, there'll be other options too. Turned out, no, they were just going to go at Luka the whole time. Kyrie was just like a fun little side project if they wanted to take it on. Like a little
I'm bored with this Luka stuff. Let's get Kyrie into the action.
I'm going to dabble in Derek Lively here for a little bit. Like, it's just, and it was just holes all over the floor. And I'm sorry. It's like, if you, I don't know. I think if you thought about it for more than like 60 seconds, it's like, okay, great. You think that Luka and Kyrie, let's even say that you thought that Luka and Kyrie were 1 and 2. It's just beyond, like, everything is about matchups. You and I, everybody knows that. Everybody who's covered the NBA knows that, like, the playoffs are about matchups, and the Celtics had so many matchup advantages. So I don't know, man. I think there was, you're right. I mean, we were right. Number one. Two, you're right that there were just a lot of, there was just like a lot of misses, like unforced errors. I feel like by the media, you could have seen this coming.
And that freaking Corgi deserved what it got. No, sorry.
Call that thing out.
that was so funny when the Celtics, in the middle of this video of putting out their receipts, the little Corgi that just bats the ball with its snoot, just the ball bounces where it bounces, and it fell into the Mavs thing, and the owner puts like, "Oh, Mavs win," and I was like, "Oh, poor Corgi." But you know what, man? You put yourself out there, and you have to take the slings and arrows when you miss.
You made your whole thing predicting correctly, so you got to be ready for it.
Sorry,
man.
Corgi. No, when you miss, you miss. That's right. You got to be like, that's it. You
give that Corgi a treat.
Yeah, I'm sure the Corgi's a very good boy.
I'm sure. Quite sure the Corgi's a good boy.
Yeah. One thing that was said, especially by Udonis Haslem, who, I mean, just I'm go at Udonis Haslem as much as I can here. The one thing that he said,
you're bringing him up to the top of the key. You're ready to drive by. You're like,
that's right.
ISO, give me this
throw
guy.
You the lob so you can finish it.
Yeah.
Derek White absolutely demolished Udonis Haslem without calling him out by name. We'll talk about that in just a second. Today's show is brought to you by eBay Motors. Passion, drive, and patience. We know in Boston that that's the formula for winning championships. It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, style, eBay Motors has got you covered with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. You're always going to find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP like Jaylen Brown and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Go check out Locked On NBA next. After I'm done recording with Tom, I'm going to go talk to Jake Madison of Locked On Pelicans, that's my normal co-host on Wednesdays. Guess we have to talk about the NBA Finals. Oh, okay. I'll talk about the finals again. Plus, there's some other stuff going on, so make sure you're checking out the Locked On NBA podcast. All right, let's get Tom back in here.
It's a shame. It's a shame Locked On doesn't have somebody qualified to talk about the Celtics on a day like today.
I know. Sucks. Wait a second. Udonis Haslem, notorious Celtics hater, so he's going to get a little crap from us, has been talking about battle tested. These Celtics aren't battle tested, and you can't be battle tested in the NBA Finals. So that's why he was picking the Dallas Mavericks. And in his post-game availability, through rows of broken teeth, Derek White. Oh, man, poor Derek White. That dude's going to be like wearing Invisalign for the next 4 years because of this stuff. He's like, not battle tested. What do you think the last 2 years were? Like, and that's like mic drop. And I'm like so brilliant that I don't know why. Well, I know why, because I'm not that smart. I'm like mad at myself for not thinking of that line ahead of time because it's 100% right. Like, if you're talking about the Celtics and their history and holding that against them and then saying this team isn't battle tested, like, what did you think losing in the finals was? What did you think that debacle against Miami was? It was learning. It was being embarrassed. And to a man, those guys who went through that last year said, that fueled us. We carried that embarrassment. Jaylen Brown says it all the time. We carried that embarrassment with us this year. Jaylen especially, talk about battle tested. He said, Jayson went down with an injury and it was up to me to step up and I didn't do it. And what does he do in this year's playoffs? turns around and becomes Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. Battle tested? That's battle tested and passed the battle test with flying colors. That's what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a team that has been building to this moment, right? Like, and I think what's so, I guess, special about what they did is that in one season, right? One playoff run, one NBA Finals, one Game 5, they flipped everything that has been said about them on its head, right? Excuse me. They went from a team that has failed repeatedly, to a team that has not come up clutch in the big moments, that has not come through in the big moments, and instead they turned that whole thing into steps, into a journey, into obstacles that they overcame to get to a point. And that's and I mean, especially Jaylen, especially Tatum too. Certainly, I think it's especially Jaylen though, because there was so much. I mean, so much. His left hand stinks. He's a top, maybe he's a top 30 player. He's the most overpaid player in NBA history, and all this stuff. And it's like, no, all that stuff, all that chatter, but then all the actual failures. Like, this was not. It's not that every single thing that was said about these guys was entirely unfair at the time. It's just that it was misidentifying what this actually was, which was a journey that they were on, and eventually, they kind of cleared their debts a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's now they're free and clear. Like, I think that's the thing that really made yesterday. I don't know, just basketball is just kind of beautiful sometimes. It's got kind of a poetry to it. And I think that was kind of what last night was.
Yeah. So it's like, I like the way.
I know that's not receipts. I know we're not like yelling about it.
But it is. Like, it doesn't have to be just receipts. But this is like the context to the receipts. And this is why, like, podcasts like this are, I think, an important part of the discussion, because we add the context to some of these discussions that those people aren't going to do, because they have to be bombastic and be whatever. So we have the time to sit there and be like, you know what? No, we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
The beauty of what this story is, think about a career as one big story. I like to call a season a big story, but within that, within a career, there's all these different chapters, I guess. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, their careers will be over at some point 10 years from now or so. And you get to go back at the end and kind of look at the story. And as you're going along, it's like when I write it, but you submit things and they go, okay, here's, you do this. Okay, no, we're going to X this out. We're going to this here. And they go, okay, you know what? We were characterizing this as a failure. We're going to cross out failure and we're going to put in lessons learned. Now that you've won a championship, we're going to say, okay, lessons learned. Yeah. We're going to call this adversity and not inability to come through in the clutch. And that's like the whole reframing of the script. You win a championship and then the script goes back to the editor and they go, nope. This is how you rewrite everything. And you get to do that when you win.
Yep.
The winners write history, and the Celtics get to rewrite a little bit of history because they won. And they get to say that those losses in the past are now the initial steps of their maturity and their growth. And you look at the Mavs, Luka Doncic just got his butt kicked in the NBA Finals. This is a kind of a flashpoint for him. And how will his story be written from here? I look at it as he's a 25-year-old. He probably has certain ideas of what he needed to do to succeed. And here's an opportunity to be like, wow, I thought I knew what it took to win at the NBA level. And I didn't. Now I have to rededicate myself and do X, Y, Z. And if he does that, he's certainly talented enough to come back, be better, become an MVP, become a multiple time champion himself. Certainly possible. And I certainly, as much crap as I'm talking to Mavs fans, no disrespect at all to the Mavs for getting to the finals, for being there. I actually am very impressed with how they, made it that far and kind of reshape themselves in the middle of the season. But Luka has stuff he needs to do. And I think that's going to be something that the Locked On Mavericks podcast was talking about. They will take that stuff and the narratives will be shaped by what happens next.
Right.
The Celtics got to rewrite these narratives by winning. And you know what would have happened if they lost? I know Jayson Tatum says, I guess we'll never know, which is true, but we kind of know if they had lost, how it would have gone.
Oh yeah, we've heard that chorus quite a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So all of the stuff that had been said now gets reimagined, edited out in like the Jayson and Jaylen together thing, like all that stuff gets to be kind of like, the narrative changes, and now it's all about how you move forward. Well, let's continue this in just a second. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. It's the summer. Baseball is here. By the time you listen to this, maybe the NHL Stanley Cup will be awarded. I know the Celtics are in Miami. Maybe Jayson Tatum, what is it? Kachuk, that's his St. Louis buddy there. Anyway, if you wanted to throw some money down on that, you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. You sign up if you're a new customer. You get $200 in bonus bets if you make a winning $5 bet. So just go put $5 down on something, and if you win $200, you can use that to bet on anything. You want to go still bet on basketball, WNBA. That season is in full swing. That's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to shifting to watching a little bit of WNBA basketball myself. And hey, maybe you throw a couple bucks down on that. So whatever it is, whatever you want, FanDuel.com/lockedon. Add a big win to your summer bucket list. Also use their tools, their budgeting tools. Set your limits so you can go and have fun, so you're not overextending yourself. Come back. Make sure that you're able to just stay within your budget at FanDuel. Gamble responsibly at America's #1 sportsbook. Today's show is also brought to you by our good friends at Crack Sauce. CRAIC sauce. Let me switch that. Boom. So you can see how it's spelled there on YouTube. It's made by a Celtics fan. Talk about people celebrating. Brian over there, Crack Sauce, makes great stuff here. This is hot sauce, but with a ton of flavor. And if you want to add it to whatever you're making, I added some to my eggs the other day. It's great in breakfast. You want to add it to a Bloody Mary, whatever. Some of it's, like the Mill City Red. It's your kind of like more kind of standard hot sauce, but you got the Brian Burroughs curry or the golden pumpkin craft hot sauce made all locally, Massachusetts, all locally, local farms, local employees, all of that stuff by a Celtics fan. Super delicious. Go to cracksauce.com, CRAIC sauce.com. Use the code LOCKEDON. You get 10% off your order. So stock up, buy some for yourself, buy some for dad, buy some for whomever you want, buy some for mom, whatever. If somebody loves hot sauce and loves good flavor, cracksauce.com. Support a Celtics fan, support local businesses in Massachusetts, and enjoy just some of the best hot sauce, craft sauce that you're going to get. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Go check out Locked On Sports Today. If you've been watching Locked On Sports Today, you saw yesterday's podcast repeat like 10 times because Celtics are champions. And that's what the champions get to do. You see your podcasts all over the place, but it's all the big stories everywhere, the big shows, the big debates, real talk, not the fake stuff. So go check it out there, Locked On Sports Today, streaming on YouTube or the Amazon Fire TV channels app. Tom, I don't know. I guess when it comes to the receipts,
I got a little receipt. I got a little receipt.
All right, go ahead.
I think, and this is actually kind of a real-time receipt. I think the people who are accusing Jayson Tatum of not having anything interesting to say post-championship are some of the most tiresome people on the internet.
Wait, who is saying that?
You haven't seen that?
No.
Okay. So I mean, admittedly, I've been fairly Twitter heavy today, especially by my standards. I not
doom scrolling, Tom. Are you back to doom scrolling?
I am not back to doom scrolling. I was Celtics championship scrolling. I was just like, oh, what does everybody have to say about this? A lot of people getting on Tatum about just kind of like not having anything original to say, like trying to cop other people's celebrations.
Jesus
honestly, now that you're saying you haven't seen it, I actually feel bad for giving it any oxygen. Maybe I shouldn't even bring it up, but I guess I'll really quickly just say that's stupid. Let the man celebrate. And also, I think when you watch one, the celebration with Deuce, and two, like him sitting at the podium, there was nothing. I didn't feel like there was anything forced about the way that he was reacting. It just felt like a man who was free of all of the crap, like it was just kind of like had to carry this backpack full of, failures and everything else that was just weighing him down. And he got to the top and he just let it go. And he's free now. And like, I don't know. I guess we don't need to pursue that one too much further if that one hadn't reached you. But I watching that, I was just kind of like, come on, guys.
I'm just doing a quick Jayson Tatum search, and I'm seeing like awesome pictures with him and Deuce. The picture of him holding Deuce up from behind, like, and Deuce is like, and all the confetti's behind him and the lighting there. I mean, that's one of the best pictures I've ever seen in my life.
That was a really impressive one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, man. I think Tatum's earned, like, I don't know what people, this is the thing, man. These people, everybody's got to say something, right?
Yeah.
And the receipts are fun because it's just a way to celebrate. We sit there and we're like, ha, you were wrong. Everybody does it. Everybody does it, right? If the Mavs had won, my face would have been out there a ton on Mavericks Twitter, just saying all the stuff that I said. And I would have been part of those montages. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
So fine. You put yourself out there. You're right a bunch of times. You're wrong a bunch of times. Hey, it happens. Right. So, but to go down these, like, people just, everybody's got to say something. Everybody's going to try to cut something down. Like, okay, great. You hate the Celtics. So you come out and you're like, oh, Jayson Tatum doesn't have anything interesting to say. Well, okay. Like, great. If that's what you need to say to make yourself feel better at this point, then go ahead. And this is the beauty of, like, Jayson Tatum can just tweet back a photo of him holding the Larry O'Brien trophy and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was carrying this trophy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had a trophy in my hands, like the Homer Simpson. You'll have
I couldn't put my AirPods in. I got this trophy in my hand. Sorry,
yeah, right. Like, it's just people can say whatever they want. People can say, and this is,
I mean, that's literally his catchphrase, right? That's the catchphrase. That's that's the thing that he's kind of trying to, is like, what are they going to say now? Like, what are you going to say? And apparently the answer is, well, you don't have anything interesting to say. Apparently that's their big comeback, which
that's kind of like the cell phone, like that's what you're going to say. Like that's good comeback. Like that's you it's like you have the ultimate holding the trophy and saying, like, what was that? What were you saying? Like, well, we're just saying you don't have anything interesting to say. But like, okay. Just like what you're doing right now, saying nothing interesting. Like, thank you for that opinion. Go back to hiding behind your, Luka Doncic avatar and like saying whatever. That, to me, this is the ultimate when it comes to the receipts. It's in the South, they'd be like, oh, bless his heart. It's like that little kind of line where it's just like, oh, really? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, gotta go. Bye. You enjoy your thing that you're doing.
Gotta go. Noon flight to Miami. So,
I'm going to go get drunk again with champagne poured over the golden ball of the Larry O'Brien trophy. And you keep thinking of things you want to say about me. And then maybe if I feel like it, I'll get to it. Maybe after the parade. I'll tell you what, after the parade, after my championship parade, where I will be lighting up a cigar and be soaking in the adulation of millions of people in the city of Boston, then I'll come to your tweets about.
Well, hang on. After that, sorry. After that, I got a flight to Turks and Caicos. I'll be there for a while.
That's right. Oh, and then,
man, it's just
I gotta go to the Olympic.
God.
And then the training.
The summer's just so crazy. Summer.
I got to go win a gold medal.
Yeah,
and then then after my championship,
gotta win your country and gotta win your country a medal. You ungrateful.
Yeah. Have fun rooting for me in my Team USA jersey to go win a medal. You root for me and then tell me how much I suck after that. And then, but then after that,
you know what? After that, I got a couple weeks. After that, I got a couple weeks.
So sneak it in because then I got to go back to Celtics training camp where we're bringing everybody from this championship team back together. That 64-win team that dominated the regular season. We're going to go run it back.
Make sure it's before October, like mid-October. I've got a really big game that I got to be at where I'm going to get this ring.
Yeah. And, it's going to be hard for me to hear with like the ring on my hands because it's not, again, the ear pods. I can't like whatever.
Yep.
But that 2-week window, he's going to be like probably signing his $315 million contract extension.
Oh, I think he'll sign it long before that.
What a summer for Jayson Tatum. Crazy. What a summer. Like, talk about the just summer of Jayson where everything's coming up Millhouse for him. He'd go and like win a championship, win a gold medal, sign the biggest contract in NBA history, come back and like run it back. Let's do this again.
It's funny how things change, right? Because Jaylen versus Jayson has been the narrative forever, right? It has been like this narrative for 7 years. Now the Jaylen versus Jayson narrative. Look, here's a new one, for a new twist on it for the summer. Who would you rather be? Jayson Tatum, who just won a championship and is about to sign the biggest contract in NBA history, which will kick in next year, right? Or you could be Jaylen Brown and have your $300 million contract kick in right now, and you won Finals MVP. So it's not quite as much money, but you get more on the front end, and you got the Finals MVP, but it's not quite as much money, but you both got the championship. It's tough, man. I think you got to break them up. This can't.
Tell you what, partnership. You tell me. You want to say which one would I rather be?
Yeah.
You pick first.
I'll
be the other one because I don't give a damn. Like, you both get to hold these trophies. You're both getting these rings. Do you think both of these guys get their numbers retired now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance we see 42 go up too, to be honest with you. I think I could be I could be wrong.
No, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
He's been around for a long time.
He has.
Any one of these guys would tell you how important he's been to them this whole time. And here's one other little thing about it. It's number 42. Who's gonna miss? You know what I mean? It's like, is that like so contested? Like 7-0, I think that goes up there because they've earned it. 7-0 are ones that other people would have wanted. 42,
okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but
no. I think, listen, Jayson for sure. The Jaylen at this point,
zero's gone. If you were hoping to play for the Celtics, any version of zero is out the door.
Gone.
Unless you're doing 3 of them now. But
yeah, I was talking about it last night. Like there's like 4 is available and probably will be. So we've got 0, 00, 1, 2, 3, 4 is available, 5, 6, 7 out, 8 is available. Well, I mean, for now, probably will be. 9's an interesting one. It probably will be available, but I don't know. Let's see how that career goes. So that's basically all the single digits, which again, I'm going to say my proposal for single digits on Celtics jerseys is add a 0 in front of them. So you have 0 and 00. We already do it. You have 0 and 00. So why not 01? Number 1 is retired, but 01 is not. 00 was retired. 0 was not. So, I mean, I don't understand why 02, 03, 04, you might be able to say, okay, 06, we're not going to mess with Bill Russell.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, you could be like, if you put a 0 in front of it, it's a different number. At some point, you're going to have to start like recirculating something. So that's been my proposal. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I think it's a reasonable proposal. I think I do wonder how many people would actually choose to be like 03. I feel like that's kind of cumbersome, but maybe I'm wrong. Because isn't the appeal of like those 1-digit numbers? I mean, it just looks cooler to have the 1 digit.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you had the 1 digit, if you were number 5 in college and you won, and you're
it
like,
meant a lot to you, and you're just,
you're like,
really
well, I
wanted
can
to
do
be
05.
Could I be 05?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if those are the options, like when I was number 44 in college and I wanted to be number 14 in Greece because I didn't have the option of 44. And then the guy who was assigned number 13 freaked out, super superstitious, and I was not superstitious at all. So I was like, fine, you take 14, I'll take 13. I'm fine with it. And then I got hurt, so maybe it was my fault. Maybe
this sounds like it's on you.
I think it was my fault. Except for 2 very major injuries. So that was, maybe the 13 was cursed.
The man was on
a very heavy jersey. So anyway, okay, well, that's good. Good place to end. We'll figure something else to talk about tomorrow. There's plenty. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit to talk about. Celebrating individual players, all that stuff. So we're gonna end this celebration right now. Tom, thank you as always.
Appreciate you, man.
And I always appreciate you, the listener, the watcher, the purchaser of my new book, Built Different, the Boston Celtics historic run to the 2024 NBA championship, available right now at triumphbooks.com/CelticsWin. Use the code Celtics24. You get 25% off. Celtics24 at triumphbooks.com/CelticsWin. My book, Built Different, now available. Also, if you're in the New England area, you can probably find it at your it's going to be like supermarkets. It's going to be at like BJ's and Sam's Club and all those places. It's going to be out available at some point soon. All right. I can't get this banner off of my things. All right. Well, whatever. We'll just leave it there and say thank you to everybody who's watching, listening, subscribe, watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section and share the podcast. Spread the word. Tell everybody. Wow, nothing is firing here. That they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. Oh, there it is. Fuck you.